President Tinubu, governors pay final respects to as military buries gallant soldiers. Nigeria's federal government declares Friday, Monday public holidays for Easter celebration. It's an illegality. NLC rejects Julius Abure's re-election as chairman of the Labour Party. Let's take headlines from outside Nigeria. Tunisia sentenced 4 people to death for a 2013 assassination of a politician. EU ECOWAS hail a smooth running of election in Senegal. Well, those are the headlines you're monitoring right here on News Central TV. But tonight on Politics HQ, as you heard, Julius Abure has today been re-elected the national chairman of Labour Party. What does this mean for Nigeria's third force? Joining us to discuss this will be the chieftains of the party, and it promises to be interesting. Please stay with us. I'm Kofi. Bartels. Politics HQ starts now. You're welcome. Julius Abure, the embattled national chairman of the Labour Party, today won re-election as national chairman of Nigeria's opposition Labour Party. We hear he received a unanimous vote from the delegates at the party's national convention, which held in Nnewi. He returns for a second term. Now, the deputy governor of Abia State, Ikechukwu Emetu, who acted as the national convention chairman, announced Julius Abure, who you can see on your screen, as winner of that event, which was held in Nnewi, Anambra State today, Wednesday. Now, other serving officers of the party we hear were also returned. The convention comes on the heels of a supremacy fight between the Nigeria Labour Congress, the NLC, and the Labour Party's leadership in recent weeks, with the Labour Centre insisting that Julius Abure, who's national chairman, must quit office to allow for an independent committee to organize the convention at a yet-to-be-determined date. In fact, if you remember, the NLC picketed the headquarters and the state secretariats of the Labour Party nationwide, an action that the party said was a forceful entry into its headquarters and its secretariats and described as illegal and criminal. Well, apart from the NLC, the party's National Assembly caucus also called for the convention to be postponed to allow for a further consultation. Notable absentees at the event were Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the party in last year's presidential election, Alex Oti, the only state governor elected on the party's platform, as well as leading members of the Obedient Movement. Now, the event was not broadcast live on any television station, a departure from the norm in Nigerian politics. In fact, there were no posts about the convention on any social media platform. I searched X, Twitter, I searched Facebook, I searched YouTube, I searched the internet, I went on Instagram. Obedients were surprisingly silent, and it was a loud silence. No single post monitoring it on any of the social media platforms of either the Labour Party's accounts or by the teeming supporters of Labour Party. Strange, you might say, for a party that is usually more active than other political parties on social media. Now, Obedience get social media now. We know that. Well, this makes one wonder if there is any truth to reports that emerged later that journalists were barred from covering the event. Tonight, we'll try to find out what really happened. Joining us to analyze this is Oluchi Opara, who is the suspended national treasurer of Labour Party. We're hoping to have some other guests, but let's see to join us along the line. Oluchi Opara, good evening to you. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, good evening, my brother. Good evening, Nigerians who believe in true democracy. I want to say hi to every one of us here. Good evening, and God bless us.
All right. First of all, let me start by saying congratulations on a successful convention.
Was there a convention? What are you congratulating me for? What we had today was a joke taken too far. Robbery on our democracy. National Convention is the highest decision-making organ of every political party. And every elected National Convention is the highest election that's ever conducted by every political party. Unfortunately, Julius Abure had his own shredded in secrecy. So what is there to celebrate? That someone who has been alleged of serial criminalities, ranging from forgery, perjury, and a whole lot of allegation on him, goes back to re-elect himself. In fact, what they had today was a conference of Julius Abure's what is it called? Group, social group. That was never a convention. Because how can you hold such a convention? The leader of the party, Mr. P2B, was not in attendance. The CAPCOS members were not in attendance. Our governor was never in attendance. I remember vividly when they asked that this election, this convention, be moved back. What did they get in return? Insult upon insult, abuse upon abuse, telling them, threatening them that they were going to be disciplined. For what exactly? In fact, of late, anyone who has spoken against the convention have received suspension from their various wards. I cite the ward here in Ovozo, where one Mr. Gambo, because he spoke out that the convention should not be shredded in secrecy, he was issued with a suspension. Where is it done? It is not done anywhere. This is democracy. This is not a secret court. And for goodness sake, Barrister Julius Abure, if he was that good, why was he so much in a hurry? Even to the extent of not even allowing the media. For that. Because he knows what he has done is a mockery of our democracy. And that cannot stand the test of time. Because what we have today is tantamount to what we have accused the INEC of doing last year general election. So what makes us different from them? If you cannot practice what to preach and preach what to practice, by the way, the ad hoc delegates, where did they get them from? INEC never monitored any, and I'm sure that was the reason INEC, in his wisdom, did not deem it fit to go and monitor such an election. It's absurd.
All right,
it doesn't make sense.
Oluchi, Opara, were you at the convention?
How can I be? As a stakeholder of Labour Party, I've paid my dues.
Okay.
I never knew that there was anything called convention.
Come on, Oluchi, Opara, come on. We all knew there was a convention meant to hold today. You can't tell me you were not aware.
Let me land. I was shocked to have seen that on the social media. That is not how, and that was because it got leaked. If not, we would not have known. They tried to hide this over so that a lot of us will not know. And unfortunately for them, it got leaked. That was how I got to know. And that was exactly the reason why the NLC didn't fit to do what they did, because they are the owners of the party. How could you have gone to meet with the NLC like today, the last day, you never even discuss about convention with them? That's the height of irresponsibility. That's rascality on the side of Abure. I don't even know who is advising him. Because
are you telling me? Yes. Yes, you were a member.
Must stand.
Okay, Oluchi, you were a member. I need to shift your chair to your right slightly. But you were a member of, thank you very much, you were a member of the National Working Committee of the party. You were suspended. So maybe you were not aware because you were not attending meetings. You know, maybe that's why you're not aware.
The constitution of our party, when you go to page 31, talking about removal from office, Article 17 of our constitution talks about removal from office. It says, the national chairman of the party may be suspended or removed from office on a vote of no confidence passed by last two-thirds majority at a national convention convened solely for the constitution of such motion. And any other national officer of the party may be removed by two-thirds majority of votes cast by members at a convention or national executive council. Was there a national executive council meeting before that concocted suspension? There was none. Julius Abure, because I exposed his ill, called his bootlickers to one side, and they did what they did. So there was never a suspension. Therefore, INEC is not even aware that they suspended me because they were not in attendance. So I was never suspended. What they did was to just sideline themselves. And I'm thinking the reason Abure did what he did, because I have also seen him accuse the NLC of stealing funds from the party, stealing salaries from the party. That is a lie. That is the Abure trying to siphon, to collect what is account in that regard. Because for him to have said that the NLC pledged as like stole from the party, it's Abure trying to now collect what is account like that. So I am not suspended. Even if there was something like that, why should they now? Why would a whole lot of stakeholders say such on the media?
Okay.
The campus leader.
Oluchi, you were not removed because your constitution says remove by two-thirds majority and all that. You were not removed. You were only suspended, which means that after the suspension you can continue. In fact,
NWC. If you read through this from beginning to the end, no NWC has any right whatsoever to remove a fellow NWC.
No. You were not removed. You were suspended, Oluchi. You were suspended, not removed.
No NWC has any right to suspend a fellow NWC. That is what you're looking for. So Abure did what he did to cover the ills he committed.
Okay.
And that cannot even stand the
test of time. Are you aware that other members of the National Working Committee of the party have been returned to their positions, which means even you might have been re-elected. Are you aware?
Do you call that an election? It's supposed to be competitive. Where did they sell any form? They never sold any form to anybody. What they did was to handpick those ones that will see ills being done to their faces and not complain. In fact, one of them said something to me, and I want to quote the person now. He said to me that the reason why they want to allow Abure to be re-elected was because he is so sure that Abure is going to prison, and by so doing, that he is going to replace Abure. So it's for their own selfish interest. So even that person has said that to me knows fully well that Abure has not done the right thing. Abure has committed a whole lot of ills, and he wants to replace Abure. Is that how things are done? We're talking about Mr. Peter because integrity, Mr. Alex Oti, who is doing wonders in Abia State. How come they were not part of it? Our senators were not part of it. In fact, of over 30 reps that we have, I learned about just 5 of them went. So, who was there?
All right. So what would you do if you realize that those National Working Committee members indeed were re-elected? But we'll go for a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation. So please stay with us. And for those of you watching at home, please stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching Politics HQ Radio News Central Television. Our guest, Oluchi Opara, suspended National Treasurer of Labour Party. Well, she might yet return as the National Treasurer if we later get to hear that she was one of those several members of the National Working Committee who have been re-elected today. We hear that other serving officers of the party were also returned. But she's not aware. Oluchi Opara, before we went on the break, I was going to ask you, what would you do if you find out that you have been re-elected?
Abure could not have. In fact, at some point, Abure said he doesn't want to work with me as if I was working at Abure Chambers. Abure knows I am one person that will see black and call black black. I will see white and call white white. And Abure does not want that. So Abure, even at that point, would rather receive that bullet than to have me on board. So that's what if should even come, because Abure knows I will speak the truth at any given time. By the way, I want to let us know that I wrote this letter on Monday to INEC, telling them that the right thing has not been done, because by INEC guideline, when you go to INEC guideline in page 12, INEC guidelines and regulations on political party in page 12, this is my letter, where it says, it stipulates the number of days that is allowed for change of dates or venue for any convention. Abure wrote this letter on the 20th of March and submitted it on the 21st. 24th, that is 6 days. By INEC guideline for political parties, it should be 7 good days. So that is an error in the first instance. Why would Abure change venues into 3 places? Because he had something. At first, it was 29th of March in Edo. When that did not work, he took it to Abia. for 27th of March. And when that letter got leaked, and when His Excellency in his wisdom, Mr. Alex Oti, said no, the right thing should be done. Abure, move this thing back. Let us do proper consultation. Abure said no. What he did was for him to now remove it from Uma here now to Anambra in Nnewi. So why?
Because I was going to ask you, Oluchi, I was going to ask you about the letter he wrote to INEC, and also ask you about the change in venues, because I think it started from Edo State, Benin City. We heard it was meant to hold in Benin City. Then later we heard it was meant to hold in Umuahia, Abia State, and then Nnewi. Are you aware of what was responsible for the party's leadership moving it from Benin City, Edo State, to Umuahia, and then later to Nnewi? What do you think was responsible for that?
Abure wants to get himself back to power. Abure doesn't want a competitive kind of election. Abure knows if this thing were placed on the table, he will never return. Abure said in his guideline that he released to INEC that the only people eligible to contest for any position were people that have stayed up to 2 years. But I want to tell us here that the legal advisor, Barrister Edu, is not up to 2 years. Opara not up to 2 years. Why will Abure now decide to remove those that are supposed to contest the obedience? Why will you want to now make people that are supposed to be on that seat at least to try their luck? Why would they not make them not to try their luck to see if they were going to make it or not? Why would not have picked people that can never utter a word, even when things are gone the wrong way? Abure did that solely because he doesn't want the right thing to be done. He has boasted that it will end in courts, and he has also bragged that court in Nigeria takes a longer period of time. So that would not happen.
Okay.
So that those are his reasons. And I want to say this thing here too.
Okay.
I want to say this thing, please, before I forget. That somebody in Anambra State is not even a member of the Labour Party that wants to contest under a different political party for gubernatorial position is the one feeling this, because why? They have promised him that they were going to make the ticket of Labour Party in Anambra useless so that he can be able to cling on to his own political party's platform and now win and make us.
Who is that? Who are you referring to?
Is that I wouldn't want to drop names here, please.
Okay, are you talking about the governor? The governor of Anambra State?
No, I am saying that someone that wants to contest under a different political party, whose name I will not want to drop here, has promised them huge sums of money so that they can make the ticket of Anambra State useless for him, so he can as well still contest in his own political party.
Okay, so tell us who this person is. I mean, Oluchi, if you have information, it's a freedom of information. So tell us, he's a free world. Sorry, he's not freedom of information.
I wouldn't want to drop names, but the person knows himself.
Come on, give us a name.
I wouldn't want to do that. I'm sorry.
All right. You wrote to the Independent National Electoral Commission asking them not to observe the convention that held today, because according to you, the Electoral Act, which stipulates how many days you need to give as a buffer before changing the venue or before informing INEC of a change in venue, that provision was not, according to you, you allege it was not observed or followed by Abure or the National Working Committee. Are you aware if INEC observed and monitored today's convention as required by law?
I'm not aware any INEC official going to that event, Congress, Abure Support Group Congress.
Yeah.
I am sure, I'm reliably informed that no INEC went to that Congress, not even convention, conducted by Abure and his group.
Okay.
So no INEC was on ground. Yes.
Are you not?
And even the media.
Yes.
Not even allowed.
We'll come to that. We'll come to that. We'll come to that. Are you not concerned that the perception that you are being used to destroy Labour Party will be further enhanced when people hear that you wrote to INEC telling INEC not to monitor a convention organized by your party?
I am thinking that INEC want to do the right thing. They are doing the right thing. Because oftentimes they've been criticized for having done like they've been in the bad light, and they want to do things right. And these are the people that have been criticizing INEC, and yet that ones doing bad things. No, what INEC have done today is them standing up for what is right. Them knowing that what Abure has done is not right. How could you have, secretly prepared for a convention without the stakeholders being in the know? They only got to know in the public domain.
But isn't your action, directly or indirectly going to destroy the party, lead to several issues? Couldn't you have found a better way, an internal mechanism to sort this out, rather than writing to INEC, telling them, don't monitor my party's convention, thereby maybe someone would say destroying your party from within?
Charity, they say, begins from home. If we are saying that the government is not doing the right thing, we should start by criticizing what is wrong within us. So there is no way we could have allowed this to fly. I'm still wondering and waiting to see when Abure and his cronies will come out to criticize the government of not doing the right thing, because they are a bunch of people that dwells in illegality. What I have done is a simple service to humanity and Nigeria. I've just seen something that is wrong, and I pointed it out to the public, even to the umpire, that this is not right. And they have read it, and they saw that I've even cited where they said in the guidelines governing political parties of how many days for change of dates or venue. And they have seen that Abure and his cronies did not meet up that requirements. And they never monitored any of the delegate election. So where and when were these delegates elected?
Okay, so that takes me to the next question, Oluchi. Yeah, that takes us to our next question. So tell us, this was a delegates congress or convention. So that means you need to have ward congress to elect the ward delegates, who will now go to the local government congress, where the local government delegates will be elected, who will now go to the state congresses where the state delegates will be elected. So when did these happen?
That's the question I'm asking. I'm as confused as you are, because nothing of such was ever in place.
How do you know? How do you know?
Do you know? Any reasonable person, having known my stand of not supporting him, I sit on my own and I get information because they know my stand already. People of like minds meet with me and they give me information. Like in Imo State, I was told that some persons were asked to pick people. And I'm from Imo State, for instance. So I know of 1 or 2 or 3. So I know what is happening. And do you also know that before this concocted Abure's group that came together today, that Abure went to the northeast and he changed most of the state codes. Those ones he knew that never supported him, or as like all the ills is doing, he changed them for him now to be able to have his stooges that will re-elect him. Where is he ever heard that a political party as big as Labour Party holds her convention in a hotel? Take the APC convention. Take PDP convention. They are usually held at the stadium. Why will Abure take our own to a hotel and nobody competed with them?
Well, maybe you're not aware of the delegates elections because you don't attend EXCO meetings anymore. So maybe you're not.
I'm telling you what I know. I said I sit on my own and I get information because I've already made my stand known. Where is it ever done that a political party that's supposed to be competitive, like Labour Party, Abure just comes back unopposed? Mr. B comes back unopposed? Sick unopposed? No, now something is wrong. And you are also here.
But there's something called consensus candidature or candidacy, which is not new to Nigerian politics. It's not new. It's not new.
Why was there like you didn't carry people along? Why did he now did it in a secret? Why did he hide everything until we got to find out in the public domain? Why did the caucus members ask him to move it? Why did Mr. Peter B not be in attendance? Why did Mr. Alex Otis, governor, not in attendance? Why were the senators not in attendance?
Okay.
If they were happy with it.
So, Oluchi, you're talking about the notable absentees, and that takes us to the next question. Yeah, we had notable absentees, but the deputy governor of Abia State was there. He represented the leader of the party in court, maybe in terms of the elected representatives of the party, his boss, Alex Oti. So we can say Alex Otti was there because the deputy governor was there. What was the deputy governor doing there if Alex Otti did not endorse that convention?
It is right, it's the delegates. So you can't say because he went there to perform his duties, it's right that Alex Otti has sent him. Okay, have you now thought, why did Alex Otti in his wisdom ask them to remove this from his states? Why did he ask them to move this convention away from his states? Have we not asked ourselves this question? That the deputy governor was there does not mean that Alex Otti endorsed it. He only went there to exercise his own rights.
Oluchi, could the deputy governor of Abia State have gone for that convention, not just attending as a delegate, not just going there as a party per member, but actually becoming the chairman of the convention and the one who even announced Julius Abure as the winner? Do you think he could have done all these things without the express directive, not even permission, directive of his boss, Alex Otti?
I am not the spokesperson of Dr. Alex.
No, wait, I want you to analyze it. That's what I want you to do.
No, I wouldn't want to talk in this regard because I know from my perspective, Alex Otti having asked them to move this away from his state speaks volume. That's the angle I'm coming from. So deputy governor doing exercising his rights is a different ball game. So he's a different personality. Alex is a different personality. So he's doing his own. Alex is doing his own. It would have been an issue if Alex Otti had allowed that to happen in his state. That's where we'll now be having this conversation. But I cannot say he endorsed it. You can't say that unless you ask him himself. If he says he did, yes, he did. If he says no, that's no.
Okay, I will ask you some more on this when we come back from the break, because we have one or two insinuations out there in the public domain. But please stay with us. For those of you who are watching at home, we'll be right back. Let's pay some bills. Stay with us. Welcome back. Labour Party, Nigeria's third force or alternative opposition party, seems to be the gift that keeps giving. Conflict after conflict, tussle after tussle, internal wrangling after internal wrangling, it just refuses to stop, and that is what Labour Party has become today. Well, we hear that the national chairman of the party, the embattled national chairman, Julius Abure, was today re-elected for a second term at the convention which was held in Nnewi in Anambra State. I don't know why Nnewi was chosen, but we don't have any footage, no video so far to show you. That's because there was no live coverage of that event. But some members and stakeholders of the party feel that that convention is null and void. And one of them is with us right here on Politics HQ, the suspended national treasurer of Labour Party, Oluchi Opara, ever vocal, and she's still as vocal as ever. Before we went on the break, Oluchi, I was talking about the presence of the deputy governor of Abia State at that convention. And I was asking you, yes, you said you're not in touch with Alex Otti, you're not the spokesperson for Alex Otti, but you're a politician, all right? And I want you to analyze this. You know about government protocol. Oluchi, tell us from the bottom of your heart, can the deputy governor of Abia State go to that convention, not just go attend as a party member, be the chairman, and take the microphone and announce Abure re-elected without the directive and clearance from his principal, Governor Alex Otti?
I don't know what you want to hear from my mouth, though. What I'm saying is this. Governor Alex Otti, being a man of integrity, I would like to say, and a man that says what he preaches and preaches what he says, okay, practices rather, could not have given his deputy the authority whatsoever. I'm not speaking for him. Because if he had, or if he were to be in support of that Congress, Abure support group that's held today, he would have allowed that to hold in his state, where he will be sure of inadequate security, he'll be sure of everything. But in his wisdom, he even asked Abure, shape this thing, consult with the stakeholders, have a wider consultation with the NLC, with the TUC, with everybody that is supposed to be involved in this. And Abure said no. Our caucus leader, Honorable Afamo Ogene, wrote a letter asking for an extension for it to be moved back. What did he get? He was insulted. He was humiliated. Everybody that dares to speak about this gets insulted, gets humiliated. So I'm thinking,
yes.
that the deputy governor could have attended that in his own capacity.
But
until we see,
are you saying the deputy governor went against the wishes? Are you saying against the deputy governor of Abia State went against the wishes of his principal, the governor?
He's a human being with a mind of his own.
Absolutely.
He has a mind of his own.
Are you saying he went against the wishes of his governor?
I have not said that until there are footages of him saying that he's being sent or he was sent by his Oga, Alex Oti. Then I can now confidently speak in that regard. But for now, since I have not seen anything like that, I've not heard anything like that, I'm not going to say that Mr. Alex Oti, the governor of Abia State, the working governor of Abia State, has sent him. No, I don't want to say that.
Oluchi, I want to refer you to an article in the Nation newspaper, I think sometime this week, yesterday or the day before, where the paper talks of a leadership tussle between Obi and Oti. I don't know if you read that story in the Nation newspaper, I think this yesterday or the day before. Okay, that was 2 days ago, yeah. It was front page, actually. It says that the leadership tussle between Abia State Governor Alex Oti and former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi is fueling the protracted crisis in the party. It was learned yesterday. So if there's any truth to this story, because it says that the followers of Obi and Oti, are locked in a conflict over who should be the national leader of the party in the post-election period. According to the party tradition and convention, the highest ranking elected public officer is usually accorded the honor of leadership in the major political parties, the highest ranking elected officer. Thus, the preponderance of opinion, the paper says, in LP is that Governor Oti, who is the only LP governor, should automatically become the party's leader. But obedience, the paper is obedience, do not want that because of obedience. So if there's any truth to this talk of a split, a battle of supremacy, leadership tussle in LP, maybe some could come with a theory that Alex Oti didn't want to show his face and all that, but sent his deputy to go and carry this thing out so that he can assume his position as the leader of the party. That's a theory out there.
Those are mere insinuations. Those are mere assumptions. Has His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi or Dr. Alex Oti come out to say that they're tussling over anything? I've not heard from any of them say that. So I think it's just a mere insinuation and assumption from people. So, and you know...
But this was in the papers. This was in the newspaper, front page.
Wait, I'm saying, wait, I'm coming. Just calm down, my brother. Anywhere the name of Mr. Peter Obi is mentioned, of course, he's going to sell. If Alex Oti's name is mentioned, he's going to sell. But I am saying, do they have any concrete evidence to prove that there are power tussles between the two? I'm not sure of that. So it could be a mere assumption or insinuations. So I don't want to talk in that regard.
Oluchi, who is the national leader? Oluchi, who is the national leader, political leader of Labour Party?
His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi has been known to be the national leader of Labour Party. Even Mr. Alex Oti, the governor, has also referred to him as a leader. So I don't even see two of them having any issue whatsoever.
Okay, but Peter Obi does not hold, according to the paper, an elected position, and therefore cannot be the national leader above, by protocol, above a governor, because he is meant to call the governor Your Excellency. Will Alex Oti now be calling him Your Excellency? I mean, protocol-wise.
Remember, Mr. Peter Obi was once a governor before he now ventured into running for the number one seat of Nigeria.
Is he currently a governor? Is he currently a governor?
Till tomorrow, Mr. Peter Obi, one will still refer to him as His Excellency.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Tomorrow. And I'm sure that they have an understanding, they have a mutual respect between them. There have never been any power tussle around them, not to my knowledge. Because we all have referred to Mr. Peter Obi as a national leader, including Abure.
Okay. We hear Abure had, but before, yeah, Abure had, unanimous votes from the delegates. Do you think that this possibly brings some sort of legitimacy to Abure's claim to be the national chairman of the party? You laugh.
If you were the one that want to return yourself, would you bring competitors? No. He brought people that do not know their left from their right, so to say, in quote, not everybody. He brought people that will always see white and call white black. If Abure was that good, Abure could have made this thing competitive. The Abure we're talking about today does not have an electoral value. Abure could not win his boots during the election. So what Abure did was for him to handpick people. Of course, if you are the only one contesting, it's simple knowledge. You will come back, you will merge. That was what happened, all of them.
Okay, all right.
They didn't even have competitors.
All right. What are your thoughts on the feud between Joe Ajero and the NLC on one side, and Abure and Labour Party, your party, on the other side? Because it's basically Abure versus Ajero, Labour Party, including you, versus the NLC. The NLC said, do not go ahead with the convention. Come and see us, come and sit down with us and brief us of what's happening in the party. In fact, we own the party. You know the whole story. So where do you stand in all of this? I'd like to know.
How would you feel if you are the NLC president and Abure comes to meet with you today? He didn't discuss the issue of convention with you. After that meeting with you, he left only for you to find out in the public that Abure has secretly written a letter to INEC for a secret convention without the input of the NLC, the TUC, and all the various stakeholders. Abure is never a gentleman. I just got to know because he has done this in secret. He has lived his life as like handling of the party in secrecy. I just got to know, not quite long, that there was a constant judgment that Abure endorsed his signature on. For goodness sake, agreement is agreement. Be gentleman enough.
What agreement are you talking about? What agreement are you talking about, please?
That there should be an all-inclusive convention.
Agreement between who and who?
The NLC and the Labour Party that was signed by Abure. There should be an all-inclusive convention. Is that too much to ask?
Okay, so who owns the Labour Party? Is there any truth to the NLC's assertion that they own the Labour Party?
The NLC registered the Labour Party, yes. And they have statutory positions that they don't even contend.
Do they own Labour Party is what I'm saying?
Of course they do. Of course they do.
Tell us how.
When you give birth to a child, who owns that child?
No, how did NLC give birth to Labour Party? Tell us.
NLC registered the Labour Party. And they had in fact, I was also made to believe, to understand that if you go to NLC, the certificate of Labour Party is in their office. So if they don't own Labour Party, how come they have certificates in their office?
That's the CAC. Sorry, the INEC registration document.
Sorry?
Is it the INEC registration document certificate?
Yes, yes.
All right. Okay, we seem to have lost you. You're frozen. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Please stay with us. All right, welcome back. It's still PHQ, or Politics Issue at here on News Central Television. We want to round off our conversation with the guest tonight, Oluchi Opara, who's a suspended National Treasurer of Labour Party. You've heard from her. She says that the NLC indeed is the one that registered the Labour Party, and they own the party. I think we need to have a special day again for that debate. But Oluchi Opara, if you can hear me, can you tell us, because I want to know, what happens going forward? As far as the election of Julius Abure is concerned, will this be challenged in court? By who, if it will be?
challenge this in court. I'm sure the NLC will. I'm sure there are people here and there that want to challenge what has happened today. So because what we have today, like I said before, and I will always say it again, is a conference of Abure support group. That was never a convention, and that will be highly challenged. Because Abure has always bragged that the judicial system would delay the matter. But
but who? Oluchi, but who is going to go to court right now? Who?
A whole lot of people will go to court. I know the NLC will go to court. I know some persons are already in court. In fact, I saw something today that they are supposed to register appearance by 4th of April. So a lot of things, a lot of issues are coming up. So it will be challenged. It should be challenged. We can't have someone who has been alleged of serious criminality and the person finds himself back, brings himself back, imposes himself back on people. No, now. We have to live by example. I want to even say the moral justification that you will have to criticize this government, because it doesn't have that moral ground to criticize this government anymore.
Final one, Oluchi, where are Apapa and Lebeke, the lady Lebeke, those who were the deputies to the deceased former president, chairman, sorry, where are they in all of this?
I wouldn't know. I'm speaking for myself. I'm not their spokesperson. I wouldn't know.
All right. Okay, Oluchi Opara, thank you so very kindly for your time. We'll wait to see if your name will pop up as one of those who was re-elected today. So you can officially accept my congratulations since you didn't accept it before. But thank you very kindly for your time and wish you all the best. We'll have further conversation with you. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. And for those joining us from home, thank you for your time. It's been quite interesting. We'll keep our eyes on the story and see what transpires as far as the Labour Party is concerned. But the truth is that the party is sinking deeper and deeper into problems. See you tomorrow. My name is Kofi Bartels. Good night.